All right, my brothers and sisters, natural, spiritual, however you may come. Here we go. Coronavirus and the dietary law. I know I hit this morning. I want to say greetings to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you very much. So let's get started on this. Coronavirus and the dietary law. Coronavirus and the dietary law. Got to connect these two things together. Now, I want to talk about the coronavirus for a minute because I've heard about 10 different conspiracy theories. The CIA and the FBI. China did it. That's another conspiracy theory out there. China did it so they can control their people. I've heard everything. You name the conspiracy, it's out there. Let's come to some realities. Because this is the way I treat conspiracy theories. No evil happens and the Lord have not done it. No evil happens and the Lord have not done it. Let me say that again. No evil happens and the Lord, Prophet Amos made that very clear. No evil happens and the Lord have not done it. Whoever on Friday night we talked about that the direction of kings, and I'm talking about rulers of kingdoms, are under the direction of the Most High. However he uses them, that's how it is. The Almighty is always in control. So I don't want to deal with conspiracy theories. So however it happens, the information and the evidence we have, and I say evidence because that's the evidence that we have. And we also know that this virus came from a lot of in South Florida. My signal's bad. A lot of people in South Florida eat iguanas. Now, iguanas look like miniature dinosaurs to me. That's about the best way you can describe them. They look like miniature dinosaurs with a tail, a long tail. And when you get close enough, too close to them, that's their defense mechanism. They will whip the tail and strike you. They get up to about, I've seen them at least 4 to 5 feet long. Seriously, I hope my signal is good. I'm going to address it. I think I can by taking my Wi-Fi off. I hope that gets better. Is it better? Let me know if it's better or not. But anyway, let me get back down to this. Scientifically, the scientists say that however it started, there was a laboratory in China, and they were dealing with the virus and dealing with animals that were affected, and no doubt they were probably trying to find an antidote, because knowing that in China there were certain meat markets that have delicacies that are bats and other type of animals and seafoods that are really in contradiction to the dietary law. And it is what it is. There's certain things that eat certain things, and when you eat certain things that eats the feces and the dead bodies and the dead fish from the sea floor or the water floor, whether it be a pond, lake, sea, don't matter. When things eat that things, and it's sort of like the sanitation, filtration, natural filtration that keeps everything clean. When you eat things that eat dead things, it has bacteria, and You are what you eat, and they are what they eat. And they're designed to balance the bacteria and the viruses that it gets. It's designed to filtrate itself. A rat doesn't die from poison and bacteria and viruses from eating another animal. Don't happen. Same thing with buzzards. Buzzards can eat 10-day-old meat that's been sitting out in the sun with maggots on it, and it won't get harmed. It's like it's designed to do that. Lobster and shrimp and catfish are designed to eat things that fall, waste from other fish, and dead fish that die from other things that falls to the bottom of the water floor, and it can eat it. It could have been there for 30 days, but it won't harm them. It won't harm them at all. But when you eat those things that eat those things, you have to think. I mean, you don't need to be a doctorate. You don't need to be working for the CDC. You don't have to be working for the health department. You don't need to be a clinical clinical doctor, or you don't have to have any of that. It just takes a CS degree to figure that out. CS degree is common sense. Common sense would tell you when you eat something that eats the feces from other animals and dead animals and like that, and you eat it, more than likely you're gonna get sick. It's just all it is. Your immune system, you can't even build a immune system that can combat things like that. And it's been proven, it's been documented that a lot of that coronavirus was in bats, it was in rats, cats, whatever you want to call it. It was in a lot of different things that people in other countries may eat, and it's considered to be a delicacy to them. And just like people in South Florida who eat iguanas, some people say, oh, it tastes like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken. Everything. If everything tastes like chicken, daggone it, just eat some chicken. You know what I mean? Just eat the chicken. Why even take the chance? But my point is this. When you eat stuff like that, you have to expect that you are going to catch a virus. So the dietary law tells God's people, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't eat this. Don't do that. Let the other nations do that. But God's people don't do that. So we have to be very careful, very mindful of what we eat, because we don't eat that stuff. We don't digest it. We don't digest it. I'm telling you, it's not something that we take part of. And there's a dietary law for a purpose. There's a natural protection that the Most High has for his people for a reason. You know, the Most High didn't, God didn't just say, hey, don't eat lobster. He didn't just say, hey, don't eat catfish, don't eat crawfish. Hey, don't eat shrimp. He didn't just pick that just to be picking it. When he said, don't eat the reptiles, and that's including iguanas and anything, turtles, when he says don't eat that, he's not saying it for just to be saying it. There is a reason for everything God does. Everything he does, there's a reason why he says it. There's a reason. And when we go against his laws, when we become disobedient, not only do we get in trouble for being disobedient, but we suffer the ramifications and the consequences for being disobedient. And I can tell you, coronavirus is probably at the top of the list. And the swine flu. Now, I looked at some research one time, and they said the swine flu came from swines. Somebody else said that it didn't, but that was just the name of it. But there was enough supporting documentation that it came from pigs, swine. I remember somebody told me they didn't know that a swine was a pig. Let me tell you, you know, pigs. When I was with my grandfather and he had a farm, nobody picked up the garbage. There was no garbage service. So what my grandfather did, he burned the trash. But you know, when you had the scrapings from the food, like, you know, if you cook some cabbage and you had some stuff left over and whatever, and even when he picked his vegetables, the ones that were rotten and all like that, he put all of that in this big canister. And let me tell you, after about 4 or 5 days, that stuff stunk. I'm talking about rotten tomatoes, green peppers, red peppers, you know, watermelon that had rotten. Every time we ate, when we scraped things into we didn't scrape things into the garbage, not food. You scraped your food into a different bag, because my grandfather gave that to the pigs, and it was called hog slop. And that's what they ate. That's what they ate. And so when you think about this, yeah, you're going to eat pigs and be around working with pigs. I'm talking about in a meat market, you're going to catch some daggone swine flu. And then you're going to bring it home, and then it's going to spread, and it just keeps going. You got the bird flu, the swine flu, coronavirus, is all of that is from meats and stuff that we should not be eating. And it's at meat marketplaces that when they're cutting the meat, dealing with the meat, handling the meat, and those things have that bacteria because that's what they eat, and you handling and cutting the meat, let me tell you something, you're going to pass some stuff on to some people. And you can't sit back. And again, you don't have to have a PhD in medicine and viral science and bacteria science. You don't need none of that. It takes just a simple common sense degree to figure that out. That's all it takes. But we have gotten ourselves into a position, into a problem that now, you know, just be careful what you eat. You know, if those of you that don't deal with the dietary law, and you don't believe it, or you know of people that don't believe it, pass them this video, share them this video, take them to Leviticus 11 chapter, read Leviticus 11 chapter. Look at all of the things that he said don't eat. Look at the things in the sea that are an abomination. And if that don't get you, Isaiah 66 will get you. When he returns, he's going to be dealing with those that eats the pig and the mice and all the other stuff that he says don't eat. He's coming back with a fury, people. He's coming back with a fury. So I hope we get it together. I know we got it together. Most of our subscribers have it together, but it's still good importance. It's of importance to share when you see these pestilence out there and diseases. All these are just the beginning. Matthew 24. But when you still see this stuff, you need to know if the world was just obedient to the Most High, a lot of these things would not come upon them. So all of that being said, peace. Let me just say hello to a couple of you all. Ivana, how you doing? Queen Cleo, how you doing? Brother Israel, Brother Tobiah, how you doing, my brother? Brother Rodney Frederick, Brother Kenneth, uh, Thaddeus. Uh, Question. Your live signal is breaking bad. Okay, I think we got that together now. Brother Ronald Heath, how you doing? From Charlotte, North Carolina. How you doing, my brother? Hope everything is well with you and family. Miss B, let me see. I think I got everybody. All that being said and done, we shall talk soon.